Well, folks, after waiting for, I think it took 3 hours to upload that 20-minute video, I'm finally on my way. It's almost noon right now. We're gonna head south and take a look at the area around Jardine. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna locate in that area for now and then hang out in there for just for the day probably. We'll see if I go into the park or not. I'm not sure if I want to handle that stress. Anyway, let's make our way on down the river. Up and away we go. Well, it looks like there is potentially a good spot. Let's hop out and see what's down there. Good girl. Well, folks, I was planning on camping up in this little spot I just found off the side of the road, but if you look over here, people decided to use this place as their own personal dumping grounds for carcasses and garbage, so I don't think I'm gonna stay here. It sucks too because it's a pretty sweet spot up here on the top of a knoll. It looks like right here there is a well, there was once a holding pond for something. I'm not sure what. Kind of cool, huh? I guess let's keep on trucking down the path here and see if we can find something worthy of camping at without having to pay for. Well, that didn't work out at all, so I guess we'll just keep on heading down the trail. One of the big perks of having this lockout switch that allows me to use my lower gears in my transfer case is when I'm cruising around in these tiny little slower areas and I don't want to put the extra strain on my front differential, but I still want to access these lower gears, I can use them in two-wheel drive, and it only costs me a couple $100. It's a pretty sweet little feature. Plus I get to act like I'm a truck driver, rowing through the gears, you know. Oh, I'm up to 20. I don't think my synchros appreciated that second to third there too much. You know what I think I'm going to do is, I've got a good pullover spot here where in a pinch I could actually turn around. So I think we're gonna pull over here and take out the UTV and drive down this road to see if there is potentially a good campsite up here, because otherwise there's no sense in driving 5 miles down this road if I can't find a place to camp, or even worse, I can't find a place to turn around, and then I have to back up this sometimes sketchy road that skirts alongside of the mountain here all the way to Jardine. It's really difficult to do this stuff one-handed. I almost lost my carnitas last night because I'm trying to film at the same time as I'm trying to do all these tasks. Zeda knows what's up, don't ya? Oh yeah. Yeah, this is a kind of a tight squeeze getting in here. I regrettably should have went with a 8.5 by 16, not a 7.5 by 16, but come on, girl, come here. Over here. Load up. Hey, there we go. Good girl. There we go. Okay.
It's coming down. Well, he died first country and he died first kin.
Oh, that was pretty cool. It's the old town of Jardine. Hopefully I can keep going down this road. I was here a long time ago, probably 15 years ago, and explored this area, but it was in the middle of summer, so I'm not sure how much farther I'm going to be able to get down here. A few moments later. Well, I think we hit the end of the road again. This is it's looking like I probably don't want to go any farther than this by any means at all, because it's it's pretty freaking hairy. I'm gonna turn around and hopefully not fall off the side of this hill slash mountain. All right, there we go. Nailed it. It's midnight on the mountain. It touches my face. I'm smiling to say you lost love forever this time. Hey, I can see my house from here. It's right there. I might have to break out the big camera just to see it. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to camp. It's about 200 yards from where I'm parked, and I saw it as a nice turnout right there. That looks like a nice spot to camp, wouldn't you say? I don't think I'm going to get hassled, and then it's free too. I guess I finally did use this thing. It was the first camera that I bought for my channel besides my phone. And ever since I got a GoPro, I've hardly used it because it's so bulky and it's, you know, relatively fragile, and it's pretty expensive. I don't want to damage it. Well, it looks like this is my camp spot for the evening. It's pretty decent. Sure beats spending $15 on a campsite where I have to be next to a bunch of people. One thing that I definitely did do was chalk my tires, because just over here is a several 100-foot drop down into a bit of a ravine, so I'd much rather prefer not to go down there. I think what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to head into town and grab some provisions for the evening, because I'm out of beer, and then secondly, I'm down to about a half a tank of gasoline in my UTV, and it's almost easier driving it 5 miles into town than it would be to find a parking spot and then pull my UTV out just to fill it up. Let's make our way into town of Gardner. Not a word I pass that guitar. There it is, folks. Pot of gold is right down there. looks like I found some pretty amazing state land to camp out on tonight. I'm glad that I'm here in mid-May because it's currently 74 degrees, and that's pretty much about the max that I would like to call as at like a comfortable level. Yeah, let's head down this road and find a nice place to pull over and make camp. Well, folks, as you can see behind me, it's starting to look rather ominous. I can see that the storm is kind of moving from there, so in a very short amount of time, it's gonna start hammering down here. Hopefully I don't get zapped by lightning. I think if it starts getting really nasty, I'll jump into my cab of my truck or my UTV, because at least those are Faraday cages, so I won't risk electrocution via lightning bolt. But yeah, it's not looking all that good out there. I think it's time to hunker down. Well, folks, that just about does it for this video. I think, yeah, the weather's actually calmed down a bit outside. It's looking a lot nicer. So I hope you enjoyed my video. But before we go any further, I'd like to give a shout out to my sponsor, my mitts. Couldn't have done it without you guys. Thank you. I hope you all have a good evening, or good day, or good night, whenever it is that you're watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one.